Welcome back to the Auto Insider, where you come to find out what's new, what's hot, and what's not in the automotive industry. This week, we're reviewing this brand new 2024 Lexus RX 450 Hybrid. This is the most fuel-efficient RX from Lexus to date. Now, back in 1998, when the RX was introduced to the U.S. market, my dad went out and jumped on the first one that he could find, white with the cream interior. He brought it home and thought that they were really styling. I liked it, but I didn't think it was really masculine enough for a man to drive every day. So I encouraged him to go out and get a larger Lexus truck. He took my advice and got the Lexus LX 470. Still driving it, 300,000 miles on the clock. He took my advice. I think Lexus did too, because fast forward to 2024, this RX 450 has a much more aggressive stance and styling. This is a vehicle that a man or a woman could feel confident and comfortable driving. The hybrid technology really has come a long way. It started with a V6 engine back in 1998 and got terrible gas mileage. But now, more space, more style, and we're getting up to 45 miles per gallon. Not to mention, we can plug it up and go 33 miles on an electric charge alone. Let's not spend any more time out here. Let's go inside and check the inside out. But before we do, make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the little bell in the corner so you are always alerted every week when my new videos come out. Making our way to the interior of this RX 450, I'm really impressed with the way Lexus has, on this particular vehicle, switched up this color pattern. So I like the way Lexus went with this green and chocolate brown here on the interior. If you look here on the seat, they have the leather here and all the seating surfaces, but then they put this suede-like material here running down the sides of the seat. The middle is still perforated because it's for the heated and ventilated seat to keep you cool and warm on your road. This is another one of those features for long road trips that really work great. This allows for the driver to have a little more leg support here from the seat bottom. Then when we make our way up here to what the driver will be looking at most of the time, this infotainment system. Lexus has designed their own infotainment system. It's got a touch feature that works pretty well when you're scrolling through it. Also like the fact that you have multiple ways to adjust your climate controls. We can do them here. We can sync the driver and passenger, or you can also use this touch screen to do some of your HVAC functions. You have heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, as well as volume control. So Lexus gets kudos from me for keeping these manual switches and buttons here on the dash. Now let's go down here. You have multiple USB fast chargers, storage here. Every family needs storage, wireless phone charger, another USB-C fast charger, and this USB charger actually allows you to plug up your smartphone and automatically sync it to the system, and then the wireless Apple CarPlay is then there forever and you never have to plug up again. This center console is another thing I love about this RX. It opens from both sides so that the passenger as well as the driver both have access to what's inside of here. And this piece I really found interesting and just found out today. When you got cups in here, you got a big cup that goes down. Smaller cup, push of a button, raises it up so your cups are easy to reach and never get swallowed up in a huge cup holder. This RX 450H also has traffic sign recognition. It shows up here on the instrument cluster as well as up here on the heads-up display. And even with that white tag in front of us, it doesn't wash out the heads-up display. And for those of you who will have multiple drivers in your vehicle, the heads-up display is adjustable, as well as you have the ability to change what information is visible there in your heads-up display. And unlike so many comments I get about heads-up display being distracting, it's a lot more helpful than it is distracting. Oh yeah, and might I remind you, it's a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. So I was able to get 34 miles of range from this electric charge and didn't have to buy gasoline all week. So we have 34 miles of electric vehicle range, and we repeated this every day with success. This panoramic roof lets tons of light in, and with an interior this dark, you're gonna need more light. Well, let's go to the back seat. That's where the little ones are gonna spend most of their time. And if you got 2, maybe 3 kids, I think that second row is gonna be good. Let's check it out. Now, as you can see, I'm 5'10", and I got great leg room here on the second row. This passenger doesn't have quite as much room, but it's easy to fix. Now, this seat is up and out of the passenger's way, and so there's great leg room for everybody in the second row. As you can see in the middle, there's also comfort for them as well. Cup holders here for 2 cups, as well as a center console for their junk that they may want to carry along with them. Now, we go down here to the center, there's a third climate control. They have the ability to adjust the climate to their preference, as well as heated and ventilated seats for both outboard seats. You also have 2 USB-C fast chargers, so no one is fussing about keeping their phone charged, unless it's someone sitting here in this third seat. Long, hot summer road trips, they even have a way to block the sun out here with sunshades for both backseat passengers. Now let's go check out the cargo capacity behind this second row. It should be plenty. No more seats back there. Gotta see if it's ready for a full-size family. You got a power-operated rear deck lid, and one of the things that I noticed right away that I love most about any SUV is a retractable cargo cup. Here on the floor, you got a little more access here below. This is where the charger goes for the hybrid technology. You also have your battery port right here, and there's a couple more cubbies under here for things you may be able to carry along that you don't want to have out in sight. This is your pump for your tire in case you have a flat. There's no spare tire, so this may come in handy. And in true Lexus form, there's even a first aid kit that Velcros right there to the side, and it's got all these things that come along for a family on the go. And when you got those odd-shaped items that you got to fit in here, and maybe you got to carry one of the kids along with you, no worries. You got power folding second row seats that'll fold that seat right out of your way. That way, you can still take one kid along to carry the good stuff, and this side can carry your cargo. RX is a great family vehicle. But like I said earlier, my dad purchased the RX 300 back in 1998 when they first came out. But I encouraged him to move to a different SUV from Lexus because I thought the RX was a little bit feminine for a man to be driving. I think Lexus took a page out of my book because now, if you'll notice, they have these really aggressive 21-inch wheel and tire package on here that actually give this vehicle more of a masculine and aggressive stance to it. As I make my way down the side, the lines here on this RX also give me a feeling this vehicle being ready to drive. It looks more aggressive and ready for the road. But this is probably the most talked about thing on a Lexus over the last 5 or 6 years, and it's the front end design. This grille has been picked apart more often than not, but I think Lexus has finally gotten it right. The design here gives you that same Lexus feel, so you know it's a Lexus behind you when you see it coming. But this way, it looks a lot more aggressive and more like a driver's car. I would say a man or a woman could feel right at home driving this RX. Well, the question still remains, is it hot or is it not? It's always hard to describe an SUV as hot. And then when you throw in the plug-in hybrid part, that's really hard. But like I said in the beginning, this vehicle has been the #1 selling SUV for Lexus since it was introduced back in 1998. And it keeps getting better and better. So for those of you looking for a mid-size family SUV that you can get extremely impressive fuel economy, we'd have to rank this RX 450H as hot.